It's my absolute dream making these videos, educating people about wildlife. If you would like to put a smile on my face by buying me a coffee or a cheap meal, it takes 30 seconds to visit my Patreon through the link in the description. Stay wild! Hey Dust! Hello, I'm Amy Wild. And I'm in New Zealand. This place is an absolute fairy tale. And you know what? I've got to show you. Come with me. Having long had friendly ties to Australia, it's absolutely crazy that I haven't made it to New Zealand sooner. It's certainly been a dream for a long time. As well as its wildlife and its culture, a huge part of what makes New Zealand special is its landscape. So I got myself a drone to honour that. Enjoy! I'm starting my road trip of South Island here at Lake Monterey. I am instantly obsessed with this place. This is the ever-curious South Island robin, or the tutuwai. Living only on South Island and Stewart Island, they're listed as a protected endemic species, which makes this little guy super special. No fear of me at all. Look at this. These robins actually make little caches of food throughout the year, so if times get tough, they always have a little pantry to come back to. We're getting close to some of the filming locations for Lord of the Rings. I'm a little bit honoured, but honestly, movies aside, this place I can't get enough. If it weren't for the freezing cold winters, I could live here. Next, time to stop over at the Rakatu Wetlands. This is a beautiful area purchased and managed for conservation as well as public enjoyment and education. A wetland paradise on the edge of Fiordland National Park. As well as some stunning plants and insects, it supports 3 native fish species and at least 30 types of bird. Let's see how many we can spot. Okay, we've got to keep going, there is just way too much to see. Whoa, check out these red deer! I've jumped out of the car and look, they're so curious of me. There's actually 7 species of deer running wild across New Zealand, all of them sadly introduced and wreaking havoc on the country. These ones are red deer and being farmed for venison. It's a bit sad, but what an opportunity to observe some behaviour. Speaking of, here's the big stag, and he's exhibiting a classic Fleming response with that curled upper lip. The purpose of this pose is actually to expose the vomeronasal or Jacobson's organ, allowing pheromones and other scents better access into it. This happens to be the same organ used by snakes, I'll tone it down over there, to smell with their tongues. This fascinating organ, possessed by most vertebrates but variously developed, exists above the roof of the mouth between nose and brain, and is specialised in picking up heavy moisture-borne particles, like the pheromones of a hind in season. Quiet you. Here we've made it to the Waiu River, or you may know it better as the River Anduin. This was a major filming location for Lord of the Rings. Today, it's an amazing location for hiking and all sorts of other fun. It's also surrounded by rich forest and wildlife. Sadly, New Zealand does have more than its fair share of introduced animals, which makes conserving its native species quite the challenge. Here's one of the many feral animal-specific traps that are scattered throughout the forest. I must say I'm impressed by the strong conservation efforts I've already been seeing all over South Island. Awesome. Next up, it's not a proper holiday if I don't get a horse ride in. I reckon backcountry saddle expeditions in Cardrona Valley will fit the bill. These guys just about only have Appaloosas, brilliant horses. Here we go. I'm on a horse and I'm in New Zealand. Absolute paradise. Gotta have a doggo along for the ride. Yes! So good. Alright horso, you've run a lot more than on video. Have a drink, that'll do for now. Time to keep going. And what is this? A hedgehog! I've never seen a wild one before, but I'm sad to say this guy is European of origin. I guess like me. They're an introduced pest here and are known to predate on at least 3 endemic, critically endangered invertebrates, several endangered skinks, and even the eggs of birds, thus directly contributing to the threat and even already extinction of many native New Zealand animals. Boop. In the grass might be better. Okay buddy, time to go now. So cute! I've been showing you a lot of stunning wilderness, and I wish I could tell you that most of New Zealand is like this, but I'm afraid farmland is a massive part of it. All the light green areas on these satellite images is cleared land. Now, we're going to drive up the middle of South Island, through the farmland, headed due north for the incredible Abel Tasman National Park. Stay wild and stay tuned for part 2. Next up, we're going to see some incredible geology, explore remote rainforests, discover unmatched landscapes, and of course, find all the wildlife we can. See you there. Huge shout out to my patrons so far. I've already recently started cutting down on work to make time for my videos. The more patrons I get, the more I can do this, to make this dream of mine more than just what I do in my spare time. Thank you.